Hello everybody, and you're very welcome back to the next episode of our Advocacy Works podcast. I'm Siobhan Flynn, and I'm here today with my very happy co-host. Would we say happy today? Yeah. So do you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm Phil Crosby.
I'm Claire Power.
It's just the three of us here today now. We have Grace is off on her holidays, so she couldn't make it today.
In Malaga.
I think she's on her way home, so but that's okay. Do you know, the show must go on. Is that right, Claire? Yeah. So did you have a nice weekend?
Did.
Yeah. Any news from me?
No news is good news.
No news is good news. And Claire,
No.
you want to tell us? No, life is good.
It is.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So we'll jump straight into the episode. So today we are going to talk about friendship. And also loneliness, but we're going to focus on friendship first and the whole world of friends, and if we have friends, if we don't have friends, what it means to have a friend, things like that. Are you quite okay with that then?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think friendship and having friends is important?
I do, yeah.
You do?
Yep.
Why do you think it's important, Philip?
Because if you have friends, you can talk to them and have a chat and have a coffee or do things.
You can do things, so you can talk to them or you can do things with them. Yeah. And what about you, Claire? Do you think friends is important?
It is, yeah. Like I said, as Philip said, you can have like a chat with him and you can have like a conversation actually with him, like that to where you won't tell like anybody else.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it? And I know when as we've spoken about CQL and personal outcomes previously, and one of the 21 outcomes that CQL would say is that people have the right to have friends. They don't, do you know? So, and that's all done. CQL do lots and lots of research on a regular basis and on an ongoing basis, and they would, talk to people like yourselves around the things that are really important to you, and one of them is friends. Do you know? So that's one of the 21 outcomes that we would try and focus on as a service to support you in your life. So I think friends are really important. So if you think about, so I have friends that I would have went to school with, which is a long time ago. Wasn't yesterday or the day before, may I say. So it's a long time ago, but I still have friends that I would have gone to school with. I have one particular friend who I have known most of my life. I met her on the first day I went to school. So I was 5 when I went to school. And now since I'm 25, that's 20 years ago. Philip is looking at me saying, Siobhan, you liar. You're not. I'm not 25. I'm a little bit older than that, aren't I, Philip? But so I've known my friend Sinead for a long time, and we're still friends. We have different lives, but we still pop in and see each other every now and again. And things don't change when we have our chat. And
no, that's true.
So and I have other friends that I went to school with, and I have friends I would have worked with when I worked in Dublin. When I lived in Dublin, I have friends from then. So I have friends that I have had for a long time. I have friends that I currently work with as well. So it sounds like I have lots of friends, but I don't really have lots of friends. I just have lots of pockets of different friends. So Claire, do you have friends that you might have went to school with, or that you might have been in a day service with, or maybe in a job or anything like that?
Probably in a job, because I work in Brothers and Charity, and I have friends that are staff, and I get on fairly well with them. I get to sit down and have a chat and have a laugh and a joke, which are grand too.
Yeah, it's important to have a laugh and a joke, Claire.
It is,
yeah, absolutely. We can't all be serious. No, that's important, isn't it? So,
and then I have a friend like outside of work as well.
Okay.
Like my husband to be.
Your fiance.
Yeah.
Well, he'd be your very close friend wouldn't he? Yeah. So, and would you have other friends that you could maybe ring up and see how they're getting on?
There is probably one or two.
And how would you have met them?
Through advocacy.
Through advocacy, yeah.
And through work, yeah.
Yeah. So that's, and through your job and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
through my job,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's really good, do you know.
That's handy.
And Philip, what about you? Would you have friends that you would still know, you see as from school?
I once friend in school years ago, but I haven't seen youngs.
You haven't seen him in young, so you wouldn't really class him as he was your friend at the time.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah, and then, but at the now you haven't seen him in such a long time.
I don't know if he's married or whatever.
You have no idea where he's living or anything like, if you have children or...
No, he was one of his... I remember here a few years ago for a holiday, and we were flying in the air, and he scared me. He was crazy.
Was he crazy? So that's a friend you had when you were younger.
In boarding school, yeah.
You were in boarding school, so you had that was one of your friends in boarding school. So you've lost that connection, and that's what happens with friends sometimes, doesn't it? Mm. People move away, they leave school. I would have known of lots and lots of people at school. I wouldn't have always called them my friends.
No,
they were kind of more acquaintances. When I was growing up, my dad still would say, and he often said to us, "You'll have many acquaintances, but very few friends in your life." And it's very true, isn't it? Because we meet people all the time. We have the chat. We could sit down and have coffee with them. Yep. We might, you might meet them out on a night out a couple of times if you're from the same place or whatever. And they're really acquaintances, aren't they?
Yep.
But friends then is probably, there's more to that, isn't there? When it comes to friends, that, it's, as you said, Claire, you can tell them things that you wouldn't necessarily tell other people.
No.
You won't be telling, Mary down at the pub, your deep dark secrets.
No,
but you might potentially tell the people that you work with or your fiance. Yeah. Why do we think it's important to have friends? I know you kind of answered it a minute ago, Philip, but if we can, what is it that makes a good friend?
I think a good friend is somebody who has your back.
Has your back, yeah, exactly.
But if you've got a problem that you can't say to a staff member, you can always go and see your friend and them will help you with it. Or then if a friend can help, then you bring it to some work.
Yeah, exactly. So it is. Yeah, it's in some you're probably you spend a lot of your life surrounded by people who are staff and who are supporting you throughout your lives. Not all the time now, in fairness, but it's important to have that other person, isn't it? That you can kind of say, well, actually, I want to tell you something because you don't work for the Brothers of Charity, or you're, or that you're not paid to be here. Do you know, that kind of way? So,
or someone that you trust.
Yeah, trust is a big thing, isn't it, Claire? That kind of is really part of the friendship whole thing, So, and I know when we do the POMS training, we would talk about friendship and how important that is for people, and we would look at it and make sure the thing about friendship is that it's each person sees the other person as their friend. So I could say, Philip, you are my best friend in the whole wide world. And I just can't wait to hang out with you. And when are we going to hang out? And we go for coffee and the whole lot. And then you could say, I'm not really sure about Siobhan now. She can be annoying. She talks way too much. And I don't think I could hang out with her too much. So it's kind of in the sense that it's, both people have to be in agreement that they're friends. Isn't that important? So it's like, it has to be that. It's a two-way process. It's not just one person absolutely loves the other person and they're their best friend. And then the other person is like,
it has to be a two-way.
The person's a bit crazy.
Connection.
It has to be a two-way connection, yeah. So, had there ever been a time where you haven't had friends and you wish you did?
Not really, no.
Not really.
Not really.
But you, Claire?
Maybe. Probably when I was in school.
when you were in school, you probably didn't have a lot of friends.
No.
And how did that make you feel?
I kind of sad enough. You'd be wondering, like, what the hell have I done happen?
Yeah, no, that's, it does, so it makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, but you think as you get older, I think when you're younger sometimes it can be a lot harder when you're saying, I wish I had loads of friends and why haven't I got any more friends than all this. girl is so popular and or boy and they've so many friends, and we look at it differently when we're younger. But I suppose as we grow older, we tend to have less real friends, and they become really important to you. Do you know? So real friends is not probably the right way of putting it, but it's like genuine friends. Do you know that kind of way that? But so if you didn't have friends, how would you think that would make you feel? Or would you be happy not to have a friend?
Anyway.
So you're either or. You're happy on your own.
Yeah.
You're happy if you have friends. It doesn't really bother you.
No.
And what about you, Claire?
I would be different. I would have never met Robbie.
You would have never met Robbie, yeah? Because he was your friend first, wasn't he? Before you you fell in love and you decided to get married.
Well, we're not married yet.
Well, you're not married yet. You're in the planning process. Not too far away now, Claire. But so you would have never met Robbie then, and you never had this lovely life that you're going to have now.
I know, yeah.
Do you know? So, but I suppose that it kind of leads to us the whole idea of being lonely then. If you don't have friends around you, or if you don't have people that care about you, or not necessarily just friends, but if you don't have a network of people that are around you, you can be lonely. Life can be lonely sometimes. Do you ever get lonely, Philip?
Not really.
You quite like being on your own though, don't you?
Yeah.
You kind of lived on your own for a long time.
If I need my sister's on the phone.
You have your sister. You have a really good connection with your sister, don't you? And like if there's ever an issue or a worry, you would talk to her.
I just get on the phone. It will be WhatsApp or whatever, and then if she's done again, we'll see what's happening. And
yeah, but you're quite comfortable being on your own. Because you live on your own.
Yeah.
But you're quite comfortable with that.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, and you're similar, Claire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've for a long time you've wanted to live on your own. Is that correct?
Yes.
And now you won't be living on your own in a few months' time.
No, never.
So that'll be a whole different thing.
Will, yeah.
But I suppose it's looking at the whole area of life and being. Sometimes it can be lonely.
Can, yeah.
If you feel that, I think sometimes loneliness can be. We could be looking at other people and their lives and saying, God, I'd love to be living that life now. I'd love to be in the big house out in the country with the husband or the wife and with all the children. And then sometimes, and if you live on your own, then it can be like, oh, well, I'm just here on my own. But as Philip said, you're quite happy living on your own. It doesn't bother you either way and stuff like that. But I suppose as a service, we have to really be mindful that people can get lonely. We as staff are here to support everybody in their lives, but we go home to our own lives, don't we? Do you know what I mean? And then sometimes it's leaving people, okay, you might have support a couple of hours a week and you really enjoy that, and then as for the rest, there's a whole lot of hours left in the rest of the week where you could be just on your own.
That's the thing,
yeah.
Do you ever get lonely, Claire?
You would.
And what do you do when you get lonely?
I watch TV or I play on my phone.
Okay.
Or do colour and that kind of thing.
Oh, you like to colour, yeah. You like to do the colouring books and stuff like that. So you does it ever make you sad?
No.
You don't feel sad when you're lonely?
No.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. And what would you say to people? Have you any advice to people that sometimes feel that life can be lonely?
Just try and get there and make it. Try and make it your friends if you can. Some people might have friends, some might have friends.
Yes, yeah.
And like said, 2 or 3, some people might want to be friends with you. Or mind.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Have you any advice for someone who might be lonely, Claire? What they can do?
I was just about to say it. Philip actually said it. To actually get in contact. To actually, to basically contact people that you know actually fairly well and get kind of friendly with them, and then you get talking to somebody. Yeah,
and I suppose we're in a day and age now. I sound very old, but where we have phone. Most people have a phone.
Yeah.
Most people can text. If we can't actually physically write the text, there's the queen of the voice notes is sitting beside us here. Claire loves the voice note, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's a brilliant piece of technology where actually people can just lift a message.
They're brilliant to have.
Do you know, you love them, don't you? And what is it about them that you love?
Because you can actually, you can say what you want, or you can say what you need to say then.
Yeah.
And you don't actually have to text a word. Because I texted you before saying, well, and I think I said well by or something.
Yeah.
I got mixed up with the words.
Yeah, but you're not worrying about the spelling end of it. You're just physically talking.
I did that time alright, because I texted you and I said, oh, sugar, sorry.
So that's good, the way technology. So technology is kind of connecting us a little bit. But I suppose you have to have somebody else to connect with. You know, there's no point in sending a voice note to yourself.
I prefer the WhatsApp myself.
You like the WhatsApp? Just texting, is it?
This is me and my sister WhatsApp, and then the club is in as well.
Oh yeah, so lots of places now use WhatsApp, and there's all the different apps and stuff that people are using, and it's a way of communicating and getting together and stuff. But I suppose maybe it does help to stop people feeling that little bit lonely. But I suppose it's putting yourself out there and joining the clubs and, you know, getting to know people, and so that's important. Is there any advice you could give to the service to that? What is there anything we could do to help people make friends?
I can't think of anything.
You can't think of anything.
I can't think of it actually.
No, because it's hard making friends, isn't it? I suppose the older you get as well, it's harder. I find it's harder. Like, I think younger people can make when you're in school or you're younger. Oh, your experience is a little bit different, Claire. But most young kids, everybody's their friend.
Yeah.
But I think as you get older, sometimes it can be harder
to
put yourself out there a little bit. That I'm going to have to join this club now, and I'm going to have to talk to people, and then I don't really want to talk to people.
And see if there's anyone bothered with you.
And then see if there's anyone bothered with you. Okay, but that's we're pushing ourselves a little bit outside our comfort zone. But I suppose our advice really would be to try maybe join those clubs or, you know,
find a sport it's like.
Find a sport that you like. That would be good, because you have a common interest then with the people that are there. So then that's where you can talk to people about, I don't know, if you play soccer or basketball or whatever. That's a conversation starting, isn't it?
Yep.
Do you know? So, but I suppose today we just wanted to really touch on the whole idea of friends and the importance of it, and how sometimes it can lead to being lonely. Because I think it's important that the people we support in our service realise that there are times in everybody's life that they can feel lonely.
Yep.
You know, but it's reaching out to people and letting people know, you know what, I'm feeling a bit lonely today. You know, I'm just saying hello, or, you know, would you like to go for coffee and things like that. So
or even go for a walk or do something.
Yeah, just do something. Yeah, just get out and about. That's really important, isn't it? Because we can get stuck in our heads sometimes. Huh?
Let me Christine do.
Like you, and you have support staff doing, don't you? That comes out to you.
Yeah, Christine.
Yeah.
We go like. So when it's going to be wet, so it's going to be wet nice. We're pretty good cinema tonight.
You go to the cinema, cinema's a great one as well. And a cinema's a great one as well if you've only made a friend.
Yeah.
And they're you're not really sure about them. And you say, we go to cinema, because you don't really have to have a whole conversation with them, because you're in looking at a film. But then the conversation happens before the film. And then it'll happen after it and stuff like that. So, so I think we had nothing else to say around the whole topic. We kind of went a little bit friendships, then we went technology, then we had a little bit of loneliness. So it's a kind of a mishmash today. But so I think we'll wrap it up there. And hopefully the next day now we will have Grace back with us. But if not, we will soldier on as always. So it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.